Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to yet another video here. So, first things first, weather report. We are back to our normal forecast of nothing but rain here on the Greg A channel, because why would it do anything different? But right now I am searching around. We need to cover up the Send It scrap truck hood stack, and I had the first gen's hubcap sitting on top of that to take care of that, but now I cannot find it anywhere. There we go. Little saucer pan action. Put a little rock on there so she stays put. And there we go. Anyway, guys, today, and this last week in general, and now it's finally starting to rain, so we're gonna have to go right back inside here. This week has just been insane. Just non-stop action with the launch of the new brand, racing this weekend, and just a whole bunch of other stuff in between. So, all right, so I do have news on the brand, on people who have already ordered. Thank you guys, by the way, everyone who's purchased and placed orders so far. It's been insane, way more than I ever expected, but I am not going to plug my own brand at the beginning of every video because that would be ridiculous. This channel is still going to stay exactly the same of what it was. I'll probably put that stuff towards the end, but I'll just let you guys know in the beginning to look forward to the end. So if you have placed a order and want to continue to learn and grow with the brand Wrenchworks that we launched the website today, look for a little blurb at the end of this video kind of going over where everything is at currently to keep you guys updated, because there's nothing worse than spending your hard-earned money and then not getting updated on everything that's going on with it. So I'm going to make sure you guys are well informed. So that's out of the way. You won't hear about that for a while now. Alrighty, so I actually have a list on my phone of things to hit on really quick in today's video, because there's a lot of explaining on many different topics that I just want to get out of the way so we can get back up to date, because, you know, we skipped a day, we raced, yesterday was Sunday, and some things have happened all over the place that I just want to make sure you guys are caught up to, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about the first gen disc truck. So let's touch on the first gen here quickly. Yesterday we went and dropped off the cylinder head to the machine shop that Michael Garofalo uses for all of his stuff, called Kastner's Performance, up in upstate New York. They build all of Michael's pulling engines. They do like insane 12 valve tractor stuff. They know their stuff when it comes to 12 valves. So that's where the head went off to. Head is dropped off, and basically what we determined is we're going to do some port work, some bowl work, some valve work, and some valve springs and stuff like that. I'll probably go over it more in detail once the head is back, but we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff, multi-angle valve job to really help with the airflow when the valve is just opening versus all the way open. So that should help, and some other stuff. The intake runner is going to be staying on for the time being. As I mentioned, we're going to progressively try and go from mild to wild instead of going from stock to wild, so you guys can kind of see the benefits of, you know, your basic head job, full blown, and everything in between. So that's what we're going to do with that. But that is dropped off, so that should be done possibly in a week or two, which brings me to my next point. Is Allie and I are leaving for vacation Friday morning, first thing, bright and early. We're actually going to North Carolina. We're going to be in between Charlotte and Greensboro, I believe. I don't want to say that specifically, but I think somewhere in between that. I think like we're going to be like northeast of Charlotte a little bit, somewhere in between that and Greensboro. But the point is, if you guys have an event that is this upcoming weekend that's kind of sort of in and around that area, that maybe we could do like a little bit of meetup, if like an event is already going on or something like that. But people from North Carolina, if something's going on that's, you know, pretty decently big, let me know in the comment section below. Maybe we can hit that and I'll bring some stuff, and we'll try and plan some stuff. So I'll keep you guys posted on that if you guys let me know something in there that's worthwhile to hit while we're down there. We're also on the way down there picking up a vital part to one of the trucks, so that will be something to look forward to. We finally found a big piece of the puzzle of one of the trucks that we have been looking for a while, which some of you probably already know what that is, but hey, you never know, it could be something different, so stay tuned for that. Something's driving by, something's driving by. What do we got? Okay, maybe not that. Okay, false alarm. False alarm on that, guys. All right, next topic. What is the next topic here? Okay, we got to return John's truck. That's not going to happen today. We were originally going to try to return the scrap truck to its rightful scrappy owner, but the rain, you can hear it thundering in the background. It is literally going to downpour here any second. All right, what is next on the list here? Oh, call out invite. Oh yeah, we got invited to the call out challenge. So we, August 6th, Cecil County Dragway, or tentatively, I mean, Mike sent me a DM and said there's 2 spots available, one's yours. So I was like, hell yeah, we're there. Bet your ass I'm there. So invited to the call out challenge officially. So gonna get with Mike, gonna go over some details, but August 6th at Cecil County Dragway, which is Delaware, Maryland, one of those southern states, but amazingly good track. Chris Nolt, who you saw pit for me, who was out at UCC, that is his normal track, and he has nothing but good things to say about the track and the way it's run. So really looking forward to that, and having a blast with those guys, and showing them that a 7,000 pound diesel truck can hang with those cars. I am beyond pumped. But with that being said, let's go into a little bit of history on what happened Saturday. So, as you guys know, the tires on the truck now, the Forces with the 22-inch Terra grapplers, those are my street tires that we ride around on the street. So the Focus, the original plan... Oh, all right, so the original plan for this weekend, like I mentioned in the video that said, hey, we're just going to take it easy, we're just going to try and get a couple shakedown test passes in, we're just going to leave the tires on there. Well, I was going to try and make a whole nother video about picking up Chris Nolt's, who I just mentioned, slicks off of his truck. As you guys know, his block split in the back there, so his truck is in hibernation currently for the time being. His tires are off, so I was like, hey, why don't you bring them just in case we're feeling a little frisky? So first 2 passes in qualifying on Saturday were done on the street tires. Bad idea, very bad idea. We left very soft. We rode the brakes out in hopes that, you know, once it shifted into second gear, I could finally feather into the throttle and get, but no. As soon as it shifted into second gear, if I got 3/4 throttle, whether it was half track, mid track, it just broke all 4 tires free. It was super sketchy. So first round of eliminations, we decided, you know what, let's just put the slicks on. Let's just, for safety wise, let's just put the slicks on. Put the slicks on. Had our first race against my buddy Pat Triccolo, aka Black Nasty, and it did. I'll tell you what, first time on slicks, they feel a little squishy, kind of give you a little wobble around at low speeds, but holy beep, do they hook, man. They literally, they give you better times, but they are just safer all around. And I was still breaking them free on the line if I left a little too hard, but man, do they just send you straight, man. So that's where the slicks came from. That's why they got put on. They are staying with me for the time being. Chris is kind of in a very in-between spot with his truck, so whether he wants them back or decides to, hey, just keep them, give me some money for them, whatever, but for the time being, they're staying on here and will be on here. So they will significantly help with getting those track times down. So best pass of the day was a 10:03 at 139. That was my first qualifying pass. Backed up in the finals with a 10:04 also at 139. So Greg A sleeping on the line, suspension that is completely undialed, and a tune that if you saw, which I'll put back in here right now. Running cleaner than a Prius with a fully charged battery. So there is plenty of power to gain with adding some more fuel into the tune, which will definitely happen by the time the race happens. So 9s, well on our way. So that would definitely be the goal. Also, that track has been known to have a higher elevation. Cecil County is really right at sea level, so that should also help bring down the track times as well. So let's touch on, man, I know, I'm sorry if you guys don't want to hear me, but anyway, let's just, dyno. Everyone's coming up, when am I going to dyno the truck? So the dyno that was at that event was a unloaded dyno. Now, when you have a diesel that has a very short RPM window, that has a big charger that really needs some load to light that charger and to hit full boost, a unloaded dyno is not really your friend. So we are gonna wait to dyno this thing till we can get on a pretty legitimate dyno, get it loaded correctly. From what I saw on the track, we are making in excess of 100 pounds of boost. So trying to get that on an unloaded dyno, probably not very likely without any kind of spool aid. Like some guys are running like nitrous spool jets to try and like get ahead of the rollers. But we will dyno it. But honestly, a lot of people are a firm believer in the best way to calculate your horsepower through these mathematical scientific calculators of it takes X amount of power to move X amount of weight, X amount of distance. So a lot of people are using calculators to do that. So if you want to try and use that for where the truck is at currently now, it's about 1,300 horse because the truck weighs about 7,000-ish pounds. We are going to weigh it eventually to get it exactly where it's at now. So 7,000 pounds, 139 miles an hour, gives you roughly about 1,300 horse. So I am expecting it to be much more. Oh, here we go. What do we got? Hey, that guy's my neighbor. I have no idea who he is, though. Maybe he watches. Stop in and say hello if you watch. But anyway, 1,300 horse for the time being with a pretty lightly fueled tune. So we are gonna also adjust that, like I mentioned. All right, what do we got next on the list here? Because there's a lot here. Okay, John's truck, cylinder head, clean trucks. That's a topic that we need to clean the trucks. The rain might start that process, but probably won't finish it. So we need to clean the trucks extremely well. All right, so let's go over some changes that are going to be made. So if you watch my last pass, that was the pass that I left with the most boost. Really trying to give her all she got, and she was breaking all 4 of those slicks loose on the line very easily. Also, the rear did a little hoppy, the front end tires did a little shaky. So we also need to take care of that. Now, let's touch on something. If you have a 03 to 07, I believe, common rail truck, you can kind of see the steering geometry and the way it goes from the pitman arm to that drag link back over to that other tire. So if you have looked at newer trucks like the 08, oh, I have an 08 right out here. Why don't we go look at that in the rain? Let's go look at that. Maybe don't look at that. That's really dirty underneath there. But you can see the way the drag link and everything is tied into this truck is a little bit different. Now, that upgraded steering on the 08, 09 up is a much better design, a much stronger design. Also really helps with death wobble. If you guys have ever had death wobble, it's not a fix-all for that, but it really does help that shaky that the tires were doing. So we also need to upgrade the front steering. It's actually a part number that you can get online from Dodge OEM. It comes with the entire assembly. It's a couple $100. Or what we might end up doing is a company called Synergy that my buddy Kevin, go Marines, told me about. So we looked into that. So we're gonna decide which one we kind of want to go with there. The Synergy kit's kind of like DOM tubing, Heim joints, very nice quality stuff. So between that and the Dodge kit, we're gonna get the front end updated, and that should really help stop shaking those front tires, which was really causing the back to have a little bit of an issue too. So we got to make some suspension tweaks to really help out and take advantage of these slicks and try to leave a little bit harder. So leaving lower in boost, really kind of, the higher I can leave, the faster they get lit, but the problem is you don't want to blow them off the line. So leaving a little bit lower hooks harder, but you run into the potential falling underneath them. So we never really had a problem falling underneath them once I started leaving like 10 pounds up, but when I start leaving at like 20 pounds with these things, it just gets wild way too fast and it just blows them right off the line. So that is where the truck is currently at. We have quite a few things to take care of. August 6th will come faster than we think, especially with me being gone pretty much Thursday through a little bit of next week. So yeah, that's where a lot of everything's at, guys. So that's just a quick update. I know it was a lot all at once and I probably rambled and talked too much, but that's pretty much it. We have a lot of cleanup to do in the garage yet. I've kind of just been throwing stuff willy-nilly, so we're gonna try and maybe move the slicks. Holy crap, keep it down! We're gonna move the slicks back in the bed of the truck just to keep them there for now. But that's gonna do it. So we're gonna just talk a little bit about the brand now. So if you don't wanna hear about that stuff, that's fine. I'm not pushing my stuff on anybody by any means, but if you do wanna get in on the giveaway, we are giving away 800 bucks, 5 winners. It's getting ready to monsoon in here. So thank you guys so much for watching. So let's get into the brand talk real quick. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. Everyone who's already placed an order, it has just been unreal, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I believe in this brand so much that I know you guys are gonna love it. I love it anyway. We took a lot of what we had ordered and we ordered a pretty decent amount, what I thought was a decent amount, to Numidia. Well, we ended up selling out of hats and a lot of black t-shirts. So I've already reordered to restock to get everybody's stuff out as quickly, as fast as possible. So basically what's gonna happen is if you have ordered stuff already that we do have in stock, your stuff is gonna go out rather quickly. The stuff that we had sold out of that's already been ordered to restock is gonna go out a little bit later. Like I mentioned, the contest is gonna run basically until the end of this week. And the contest, just to recap, is every shirt and a hat that you ordered, each item is gonna count for a ticket in the giveaway. So if you order 3 shirts, your name is entered 3 times. So we're gonna pick 5 winners. First place is 300 bucks, second place is 200, 3 $100 winners as well, all to Garofalo Enterprises to get some parts for your truck or a good head start on some modifications. So that's the giveaway. And again, each item is a ticket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, whatever you want to do. And again, I am not pushing this on anybody by any means. You know, I appreciate the support, just you guys watching, just you guys commenting, just you guys liking the videos. You know, this is, you know, not something that, oh, well, I guess we're not that good of friends if you can't even buy a t-shirt. No, it's not like that at all, guys, really. This brand is really just to represent, you know, what I believe in, you know, doing your own work, wrenching in the garage, getting it done, really just for the automotive truck, car, quad enthusiast, you know, to represent, you know, to wear some clothes that, you know, really represent what you do. Sorry for the noise, guys. Now it is really coming down now. So the initial launch of the website is going extremely well. Like I mentioned, stuff is getting restocked, so it's just going to be a very slight delay in getting the stuff out to you guys. So if you've ordered within the first day or 2 and the stuff is in stock, it will be going out before we leave for vacation. Once we get back from vacation, that's when the restock should be coming in, and we are going to hammer out those orders and get them out to you guys. So I promise you we'll get them in a timely fashion. But I just want to keep you guys updated on, I didn't expect to sell out of a lot of stuff at the Numidia event. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's pretty much going to do it for this video. One last thing that I think is important to keep in check and in focus is you know, this week with winning. And it really, when it comes to winning, you know, your success and your winning, it's not about the truck. It's not about me. It's not about one single person. You guys know, you know, Chris, John, No Boost, you know, everybody that was with me this weekend, Ryan, Evan, they played a key part in the individual success. So keep that in mind. Is sure, you can plow ahead and do it by yourself, but it is much more enjoyable, much more fun to have a team that has your back and celebrate and enjoy, you know, your ups and downs with a team, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's not about just one person. It's not about one. It's about coming together and doing it as a team, and it's so much more enjoyable than just trying to do it by yourself. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hit that like button before you leave. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.